What's going on, guys? Super Insane 18 here, and you guys finally got the ABC video up to 100 likes, so as promised, here is the combo tutorial for the ABC P.U.N.K Therion deck profile, and there's going to be quite a bit. I believe there was 9 if I counted correctly, so go ahead and buckle up. We've got a lot of combos to show you, and hopefully you guys learned something, so let's go ahead and jump on in. Combo number 1 is going to be a 2-card combo. This is going to be using Xeomin and Union Hanger. Let's show you guys how it's going to work. We're going to start things off by summoning out the Xeomin, and then we're going to use its effect, paying the 600 to search for our copy of Foxy Tune. And here what we'll do next is activate the Union Hanger. This is going to allow us to search for our copy of B. Now this is important because we need a discard for the Foxy Tune, and B is the best card to discard in this instance because of what we're going to do next. So here we're going to activate the Foxy Tune, sending itself, and then as long as our opponent doesn't have anything to stop it, we will send the B. And this is going to summon out the copy of Deer Note from our deck. Here what we can do is we can activate, or not activate, but synchro using the Xeomin and the Deer Note. This is going to go ahead and summon out our P.U.N.K Jam Dragon. And now we've got a couple of effects we can activate. We can activate the Jam Dragon and the Deer Note in whatever order you want, doesn't necessarily matter. But essentially what's going to happen is the Jam Dragon is going to search us for a copy of Ghost Ogre, and the Deer Note is going to allow us to special summon the Foxy Tune back out from our graveyard. Now, because we have 2 8s on the board, we can go ahead and overlay them, and this is going to summon out our copy of Gigantic Champion Sargus, which we can then use his effect to search for our copy of Regulus. Now this is why we wanted to search the B initially, because we're going to go ahead and activate the Regulus, targeting the B in the graveyard, and this is going to equip the B to our Regulus. Now because of the way that Union monsters work, we can use the effect of B to summon itself, and this will activate the effect of Union Hanger to equip a Union from the deck. Here we're going to equip the Union Driver, which we can then use its effect, banishing itself to equip another copy of B. This is important because the monster that you equip off of Union Hanger can't special summon itself. So by going with the Union Driver, we kind of mitigate that restriction, because we can now go ahead and use the B to summon itself out. And this is going to let us take both of our Bs and link them into a copy of Platinum Gadget. Now both Bs are going to activate because it is not once per turn. We are going to add a copy of A and a copy of C from our deck to our hand. And now we can activate the effect of Platinum Gadget to summon the C to a zone that it points to. Here we can take the C and the Sargus. We're going to go ahead and link these off into a copy of IP Masquerena, which will then activate the effect of C because it was sent from field to grave to summon out the last piece that we need in A. Now we can go ahead, we can take the A, the B, and the C from our field and our graveyard, go ahead and banish them, and this is going to summon out our copy of Dragon Buster, and that was off of 2 cards. We searched 1, so we have 4 in hand, one of them being a hand trap that we can use. We have the Omni Negate with Regulus. Our IP is going to be able to go into a card like Appaloosa or maybe Nightmare Unicorn during our opponent's turn. We get a banish off of the ABC Dragon Buster, and it's going to tag out to resummon all 3 materials as well, which in tandem with something like IP, we can go ahead and tag it out, then link away the pieces, and then we're fully set up for our next turn as well. Combo number 2 is going to be another 2-card combo. This is going to be using specifically B as well as E-Telly, and we're going to do some really cool things. We're going to start off by summoning out a copy of Wagon with the emergency teleport, and then we can use the effect of Wagon to search for the P.U.N.K field spell, Jam Extreme Session. We're never actually going to use it, it's just a field spell because we need it for Ancient Fairy Dragon. We can then go ahead and normal summon here. We're going to synchro summon off the Wagon and the B. This is going to summon out our Ancient Fairy Dragon, and then we can activate the effect of B, which is going to search us for a copy of A. Here we're going to activate the Extreme Session, and we're going to use the Ancient Fairy Dragon to destroy it and search for a copy of Disc Coliseum. We'll also gain 1,000 life points because of the Ancient Fairy Dragon, so we're ahead by 400 technically because we paid the 6 with the Wagon. Then we will go ahead and activate the Disc Coliseum. This is going to search for our copy of Regulus. Here we can go ahead and summon out the Regulus, and this is going to equip the B from the graveyard to it, and then we can go ahead and special summon out the B. Here we're going to use the Ancient Fairy Dragon effect. This is going to summon out the A Assault Core from our hand, and then we'll link the A and the B into a copy of Platinum Gadget. Now here the Platinum Gadget, or the B, is going to go ahead and search us for a copy of C, which we can then go ahead and summon off of the Platinum Gadget effect, and then we'll use the Ancient Fairy and the C. This is going to go ahead and go into an IP, and then we can use all of the pieces that we have in our graveyard, the A, the B, and the C, and this is going to summon out our Dragon Buster. So we end on the same board, but in a slightly different way, and it gets us everywhere we need to go, all because we had the E-Telly and the B. Combo number 3 is going to be another 2-card combo, and it is somewhat interchangeable. You need either Dragon Ravine or a way into Dragon Ravine, like Terraforming, Set Rotation, doesn't matter, and either Destrudo or Dark Worm, so whichever one you happen to have, because you're just going to send the other, and this is what we're going to do. So we're going to start off by using the Dragon Ravine, and we're going to discard either the Destrudo or Dark Worm and send the other one that we need from our deck to our graveyard. Then, because we control no monsters, we can activate the effect of Dark Worm in our graveyard and special summon it out. Now we can pay half of our life points for the Destrudo, and this is going to allow us to immediately go into a copy of Ancient Fairy Dragon. Remember, the Destrudo goes to the bottom, and the Dark Worm will go on top of the extra deck, but we're just going to set it here because I have the extra deck stacked so I can show you guys. This is going to summon out the AFD. Here we'll use the AFD effect to destroy the Dragon Ravine, and this is going to get us a copy of Union Hanger. We can activate the Union Hanger, which will let us search a piece, and we are going to search for B, and we have not yet normal summoned, so let's go ahead and normal summon out that B. We'll go ahead and use the effect of Union Hanger to equip the driver, and then we'll use the driver to equip another copy of B, same thing that we've been doing, and then we can go ahead and special out the B and use both Bs to go ahead and link into our copy of Platinum Gadget again. This will activate both of our Bs in the graveyard, searching us a copy of A and C, and here we can go ahead and use the the Platinum Gadget to special summon out the C, and then we can use the Ancient Fairy Dragon to special summon out the A. What we're going to do here is we're going to overlay the A and the C, and this is going to go into our Spriggan's Merrymaker, which is essentially just a bridge, because now that we have a Spriggan's on the field, we can go ahead and overlay the Sargus on top. Sargus is going to activate, which will let us grab our copy of Regulus, and then we can use the Regulus summoning itself by equipping the B. Here we're going to go ahead and use the effect of B to summon itself back out from the Spell Trap Zone, and then we can link the Buster Drake and the Sargus, and this is going to go ahead and go into a copy of IP Masquerena. Here what we can do now is we have all of our pieces in the graveyard, so we can go ahead and banish our A, our B, and our C, and this is going to summon out the copy of Dragon Buster, and that's going to be the end board. We do unfortunately have an Ancient Fairy Dragon that we can't really do much with, but if they're not able to out it, we'll be able to blow up the Union Hanger and keep going on the next turn, get another copy of Regulus if we search something like the Therion Disc Coliseum. Not to mention the IP can always just link it away as well for an additional negate on the Appaloosa, and yeah, that's going to be that combo. Combo number 4 is going to be a 2-card combo using both the Union Hanger and the Emergency Teleport, and it is very explosive, so let's show you guys what we do. We're going to start things off by activating our E-Tele, and this is going to summon out our copy of Zeamin. Here we'll use Zeamin, paying 600 to search our copy of Foxy Tune, and then we can activate the Union Hanger. Union Hanger on activation, of course, is going to add us our copy of B, which we will then normal summon and activate the effect of Union Hanger. We will equip the Union Driver, and then we can activate the Union Driver, banishing it from our field, and this time instead of equipping another B, we're actually going to equip a copy of C. We'll use the C effect to summon itself, and then we can take the B and the Zeamin, and we're going to go ahead and synchro into our copy of Ancient Fairy Dragon. This, of course, is going to allow us to use the B in the graveyard to search for our copy of A, and then we can use the Ancient Fairy Dragon to blow up the Union Hanger and search our copy of Disc Coliseum. We will activate the Disc Coliseum, which of course is going to get us our copy of Regulus, which we can then go ahead and special summon by equipping the B. Then we are going to go ahead and normal summon out the B, and this is going to let us take the B and the C and link them into a Platinum Gadget. This is going to activate both B and C. C is going to go ahead and summon the A from our field, and B is going to go ahead and search us for an additional copy of B. And then what we can do is we can go ahead and use the Platinum Gadget to summon out the B. Here we will take the B and the A. This is going to go ahead and go into our copy of IP, and we will activate both the B and the A. A here is going to grab us back our Buster Drake, and B is going to search us for our copy of C. AFD here is going to summon the B from our hand because we have not used that effect, and then what we can do is make our ABC Dragon by banishing all of the pieces that we have in the graveyard, and that's going to go ahead and put the ABC on field, which we can then use the effect of B to equip itself to the ABC, making it immune to spells, and then we have one last step we can do. We can go ahead and discard our Foxy Tune and the C that we searched, and this is going to summon out a Wagon from our deck, which we can then pay 600 to go ahead and add us our field spell before taking the Wagon and the Ancient Fairy Dragon and synchro summoning into a copy of Baron de Fleur. Now, combo number 5 is going to be a variant of the last combo we just showed, so we have a portion of it. We've already backtracked our board state here, so we are at the point where the C has summoned the A from our hand, and the Platinum Gadget has summoned the B from our hand. So here we're going to change things up a little bit. We're going to take the B and the A, and this is going to go ahead and allow us to summon out a copy of Barricade Borg Blocker. Here we're just going to activate the B, we don't want to activate the A. It's going to go ahead and add us another copy of B. Here, first thing we're going to do now is make the ABC Dragon by banishing the pieces that we have. And now we've got the ABC Dragon on the field, we're going to go ahead and activate the effect of the Ancient Fairy. This is going to allow us to summon out the Buster, and then we'll equip it to our ABC, making it immune to spells. And now what we're going to do is we're going to activate the effect of the Foxy Tune, discarding itself and the other card that we have in our hand. In this case, it was the C that we searched. This is going to summon out a Wogon from our deck. We'll activate the Wogon effect. This is going to grab us a copy of Jam Extreme Session, and then we can go ahead and synchro summon these into a copy of Baron de Flor. Now we're going to change things up a little bit. We're actually going to overlay the Barricade Borg Blocker and the Platinum Gadget into a copy of Gigantic Sprite. We can then activate the Gigantic Sprite, detaching one to summon out a copy of Ibly from our deck. We can take the Ibly and the Gigantic Sprite, link both of these into our copy of IP Masquerena, activating the effect of Ibly, summoning it from our grave to our opponent's side of the field. So now with one extra step, we have the same exact board, but we also Ibly locked them as well. Combo number 6 is going to be a 3-card combo using any of your pieces, E-Telly plus a discard. The discard doesn't matter, so we're going to show it as Infinite Impermanence since that's definitely not a combo extender. Let me show you guys what we do. We're going to start off by activating the copy of Emergency Teleport, which is going to summon out the copy of Zeaman from our deck. Zeaman is going to pay 600, which adds us our Foxy Tune, and this is why we need the discard. We're going to go ahead and pitch the Foxy Tune plus our discard, and this is going to summon out the Wogon from our deck. We're going to use the Wogon effect to add our copy of Jam Extreme Session, and then we can normal summon whatever level 4 piece that we have. Here we're going to take the piece plus the Zeaman, and we're going to synchro summon into the copy of Ancient Fairy Dragon. Now we'll activate our Jam Extreme Session, which is then going to allow us to use the Ancient Fairy to pop the Extreme Session and add us our copy of Union Hanger. We will activate the Union Hanger, which is going to search specifically the B, and then use the Ancient Fairy effect to special summon out the B, which will activate the Union Hanger to equip the driver. Now the next move, we're going to make Baron before our opponent has any chance to do anything else. We are going to go ahead and synchro summon into the Baron de Flor with the Wogon and the Ancient Fairy Dragon. We can then go ahead and use the Union Driver, which will equip a C from our deck to our B, which we will then go ahead and summon. Here what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and link both of these into a copy of IP Masquerena, which will activate our B and potentially our C if we have a piece in hand, but we're just going to go ahead and search for another B. But the important part here is that allows us to banish all 3 of our pieces from our graveyard to summon out the copy of Dragon Buster with a guaranteed discard plus the other cards that we had in our hand as well, ending us on the IP, the Dragon Buster Banish plus the Tag Out, which pairs well with the IP, and an Omni Negate with Baron. Combo 7 is going to be another 2.5 card combo with the half being a discard, but this time it is using Emergency Teleport and specifically B Buster Drake, because if it's B Buster Drake, we can add an additional form of interruption into the end board, and let me show you guys how we're going to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to start things off the same way. We're going to go ahead and activate the E-Telly, which is going to summon out the Zeaman from our deck, and then we can use the Zeaman paying the 600 to add us our copy of Foxy Tune. Now, instead of using Foxy Tune here, we're going to start by summoning out the copy of B, and then we're going to go ahead and immediately synchro summon into the copy of Ancient Fairy Dragon. This is going to activate the B when it's sent to graveyard, which will search us our copy of A. Now we can use the Foxy Tune. We're going to go ahead and discard itself with our discard and summon the Wogon from our extra deck, and then we can activate the Wogon effect to add us our copy of Jam Extreme Session. Here we're going to activate the Jam Extreme Session and use the Ancient Fairy Dragon. This is going to allow us to search for our copy of Disc Coliseum, which we can then go ahead and activate, which will search us our copy of Regulus. We'll activate the Regulus, summon it out by equipping the B that is in our graveyard, and then we can go ahead and summon out the B. Now we'll use the Ancient Fairy Dragon to summon the A that we searched originally, and now we can go ahead and take the Wogon and the Ancient Fairy Dragon, since Ancient Fairy Dragon has been abused to its maximum potential, to summon out our copy of Baron de Flor. Here we're going to go ahead and use the A and the B. This is going to link into our copy of Platinum Gadget, and then B is going to allow us to search for our copy of C. Here we're going to go ahead and summon out the C with the Platinum Gadget, and then we can go ahead and make the ABC by banishing the C, the A, the B, and that's going to put the ABC on our field. So now just by starting with B, instead we were able to end on a Regulus as well, so we have 2 Omni Negates plus the ABC Dragon Buster. Combo 8 is going to be another 2-card combo using Hanger and E-Telly, and this is probably one of my favorite combos in the deck because it ends with such a disgusting end board. Let's show you guys what it is. We're going to start things off by activating the copy of Emergency Teleport. This is going to summon out the copy of Zeomin from our deck, which we can then use to search for our copy of Foxy Tune. Here we can go ahead and activate the Union Hanger. This is going to search us for our copy of B, which we will then go ahead and normal summon. This activates the Union Hanger, equipping the Union Driver from our deck, which we can then use to equip the copy of C. Here we're going to summon out the C, because that's how Union monsters work, and then using the Zeomin and the B, we're going to go ahead and Synchro Summon into our copy of Ancient Fairy Dragon. This is of course going to activate our B, who is going to go ahead and search us our copy of A. We're going to use the Ancient Fairy Dragon to destroy the Union Hanger. This is going to add us our copy of Disc Coliseum, which we will then activate to search for our copy of Regulus. Here we can go ahead and summon out the Regulus by equipping the B from our graveyard, and then of course we can go ahead and use the B to summon itself back to the field. Here we're going to use the B and the C. This is going to link away into our copy of Platinum Gadget, activating both the B and the C. B is going to search us for another copy of B, and then the C is going to summon out our copy of A. Now we have the Union or the Platinum Gadget effect that we can use. We're going to go ahead and special summon out our B, and then we are going to go ahead and overlay both of them into a copy of Gear-Gigant X. Now, Gear-Gigant X is going to allow us to do something really cool. We're going to go ahead and detach either of the materials, it does not matter which one, and this is going to search for our copy of Cyber-Stein. Now, we still haven't used our AFD, so we're going to use that to summon out the Cyber-Stein, making sure that we summon it in the zone that Platinum Gadget points to, because we're going to need to be able to link it away here in a moment. And we're going to activate the Cyber-Stein, paying 5,000 life points, which might seem like a very hefty cost, but it's going to get us into our copy of Exterio. Now, the Exterio is really cool because what this is going to do is it's essentially an infinite negate for spells and traps. So we've just turned off every spell and trap your opponent could ever dream of playing. It is not once per turn, it is not once per chain. It's an old card, it wasn't necessarily designed fair, and when you can cheat it out like this, it's definitely very oppressive. Now we can take the Cyber-Stein and the Gear-Gigant, and we're going to go ahead and link them into our copy of IP Masquerena. That's why we needed the zone that the Platinum Gadget pointed to, because if we had to summon this to that zone, we wouldn't be able to make the IP, but now we have everything else that we need in order to go ahead and use the ABC pieces to summon out our copy of Dragon Buster. Now, the reason this is cool is because since we didn't use the Foxy, it acts as our discard for the Dragon Buster, so we don't need anything else in hand. The other cards in hand literally did not matter, and we ended on an IP, which is going to go into a very strong Appaloosa, an Ancient Fairy Dragon, or a ABC Dragon, which is able to banish a card, Naturia Exterio, which means your opponent can't play any spells and traps, and a Therion King Regulus for the Omni Negate. And for our 9th and final combo, it is a variation of that same combo we just showed you guys, so we've rewinded our board state yet again to show you what we can do. So you had 4 cards in hand total, you had the Foxy Tune you searched, plus 3 others since it was a 2-card combo, and now we're going to say that we have a card we don't care about discarding off the Foxy Tune, so we've rewinded to a point where we had not yet made the ABC Dragon Buster. What we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and use the Foxy Tune, discarding itself and whatever other card, so it turns from a 2-card combo into a 2.5-card combo, and that of course is going to summon out our copy of Wagon. Wagon is going to activate its effect, paying 600, grabbing us another field spell. We don't necessarily need to do this, we could go for like a Zeomin or something, but this just gets us another resource as well. We're going to take the Wagon and the Ancient Fairy Dragon. This is going to summon out a copy of Baron, and then of course we can just go ahead and make our ABC Dragon, same way that we did before, banishing all 3 pieces, putting it on the field, and now just by discarding that Foxy Tune with another card, we recurred a resource, so we still have a discard for the ABC Dragon Buster, but we added in an additional Omni Negate with the Baron de Fleur, making this a board that your opponent is probably not going to be able to get through. And there you guys have it. It was a long journey, 9 combos for ABC P.U.N.K Therion, but we made it to the end. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I know it was a lot, so you might have to watch the video a couple times, might need to take a double look at some of those combos, but they are very, very strong, and this deck is very, very oppressive. So I hope you guys enjoyed it and learned something. If you did, you know the deal. Make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, comment, share with your friends, maybe consider supporting me on Patreon. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.